Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill. How you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schweim.
A cold good morning to South Jersey. It's freezing outside. Scotty McKay, you keep yourself nice and warm?
Absolutely. This is good weather. I love this weather.
You like the cold?
Absolutely.
Well, you're a hockey coach, man. You're a hockey guy. And you're also a skier, aren't you?
Yes. So the cold, I don't mind the cold at all. The colder the better.
I'll tell you what, it's so cold, but in Ocean City it's hot. I got some bad news. A very good friend of mine and the owner and operator of Playland, Scott Simpson, and, of course, my fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley, who's the president of Playland. I received text messages this morning. Playland is ablaze. I'm sorry to say, and I feel so bad for the people. Scott Simpson is such a class guy. He's such a upstanding citizen, and he runs a first class operation. So we hope that the damage isn't. It looks pretty bad. The pictures that I received in the from Facebook or my text messaging, and it was on Facebook Live, which we're streaming right now on Facebook Live, Twitter, and YouTube at 973ESPN.com. But Scooter, it's pretty bad.
That's never a good situation. Fire can be amazing what it can do. It doesn't hold anything back. So
No.
do they have it under control?
Well, the pictures that I received earlier, you saw just a blaze of orange coming out from the Dairy Queen, the big pirate ship that's on top of the arcade was ablaze. It was all orange, and then subsequent pictures, the smoke got darker, where it looks like the fire department is getting to the flames and extinguishing them. But it was such a big blaze. I'm sure it's going to take most of the day to get it, where it's completely out.
Is there much going on there this time of year?
No, there's not. And people are up on the boardwalk walking, but the arcade may be open on the weekends. But at this time in the morning, there's no one up there. Absolutely
right.
not.
So I don't know if they're doing like repairs and stuff like that over the winter.
Well, they do. They work Monday through Friday. They work. They're
Right.
the full crew. What Scott does, look, Scott takes care of his rides. They break them down in the fall and winter, and they put them back up in the spring. They clean them. They make sure they're lubricated. They don't mess around. That's what I say. Scott Simpson is a runs a first class operation, and we wish him all the best. Now, Scooter, you and I, every single week, it seems like we're talking about someone else that has passed away. And yesterday, the legendary coach John Chaney passed away. Is that unbelievable?
Every week. It's like, granted, we're getting older and people we know or grew up watching or, listening to are getting older. But Jesus, every week it's a top name, and he's a legend in Philadelphia sports.
Scooter, I saw the video twice already of he and Chaney and Calipari getting into it.
Yeah.
And I thought that was
classic.
pretty funny because I'll never forget it. I remember seeing it live. So, but they became very good friends afterwards.
Wow.
Chaney, Calipari.
The emotions are high, in a battle like that. It just goes to, their passion for the game.
Now, during the week, Scooter, we got a great show lined up today. We're going to have a lot of fun. I like to laugh a lot because I like an upbeat show. We try to keep it light. We don't take ourselves too seriously. We like to talk sports and have fun doing it. But we have a great show lined up today. I want to tell you, we're going to recap the Sixers and the Flyers, and we're going to look at the Phillies. And in the second hour, we're going to break down the press conference because yesterday Jeffrey Lurie introduced his new head coach, Nick Sirianni, and I don't know what you thought of it, but we'll in the second hour of the show, we're going to have some fun with that. I've written some things down. Josh will play a couple of clips for us, and we'll look at that. And then at the bottom of the second hour, Scooter, we're going to have an interview for you with Kevin Ross. And Kevin Ross played for the Paulsboro Red Raiders, an outstanding all South Jersey football player who went on to play at Temple and then spent 11 years with the Kansas City Chiefs. and now he's a coach, a defensive back, quarterbacks coach with Bruce Arians in Tampa Bay. And we're going to play that interview for everybody. We did it last night because, they're working hard, man. Scooter, he said they watch more film. He's watched more video. They don't watch film anymore. Watch more video now than he ever has in his life.
Yeah, there's no projectors anymore. The 8mm film running, to see stuff. They've got everything at their hands. So that's interesting. It's great. He's a local guy, which we love. The local guy that's made it in sports, and he's going to the Super Bowl in a week.
Yeah, so we'll play that. But before we get into it, Scooter, during the week, I'm out in my car and running around doing things, and I was texted by, actually 3 different text messages and a couple emails, people that don't know me personally, because my email address out there, saying that I was being ridiculed and my stones were being broke because I laugh a lot.
Yeah, well, we laugh at you a lot all the time,
Now, it's not a nervous laugh, Scooter. It's like an accepting laugh, a chuckle, if you will, like a confirmation that I'm having a good time speaking with you.
Right. Well, that's what it's all about, right? We're supposed to laugh at each other, and be able to, when someone comes back at you, you laugh at yourself too. You're good at that.
Right. I have no self-deprecating humor. You can laugh at yourself. That's fine. I don't take myself too seriously. I don't take you serious.
No, it's right back at you.
That's why I call you stupid.
That's right. It's you're
about as sharp as a bowling ball. Listen.
You look like a bowling ball. That's the scary part. If you had one extra hole, you'd be a bowling ball.
So Scooter.
So who's busting your stones about your laughter?
Josh might want to jump into this. He said Josh says I worry about things too much, but I'm just going by when I get 3 text messages and then I tuned in and it all started because last week or a couple of weeks ago on my Sunday show, it was Pete Thompson's birthday. And we said, hey, Pete, if you're out there, call in. We'd like to talk to you. Wish you a happy birthday. And sure enough, Pete called in, but he didn't tell us, we at that time we didn't have the video set up, and he was in line at McDonald's. So while we were talking to him, in the middle of my conversation, what I was trying to say, it's always great to talk about the Flyers when they're doing well. I was getting ready to say when they play well, when they're playing well, it's fun. And then he starts ordering in line at McDonald's. So I just started laughing because guess what? It's hysterical. And then somehow the conversation turned to me about how I laugh at everything. Am I correct, Josh?
Well, first of all, your background information on what happened is just indicative of the fact that if you didn't actually listen to something, then you probably, shouldn't be jumping on the air commenting about it. I mean, that's not how the etymology of the conversation happened, first of all.
Well, I caught the tail end of it.
No, well, that's the problem. You got the tail end of it. If you would have heard the whole conversation, maybe your perspective would be differently.
Okay.
Second of all, I love all these people who text and email you. The people are talking about you on the radio. Those people never text the show. Those people never message us while we're on the stream. By the way, we're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, The Locker Room with Billy Schweim right now at 973 ESPN. People can watch the show. They can see Scooter wearing a 97.3 shirt. They can see Billy wearing a sharp, was that a turtleneck or a hoodie?
It's like a big turtleneck, but I'm starting to sweat up here. See, I'm in my man room, and there's no heat up here. I had to make a makeshift studio. When we got kicked out of the studio, I had to make a makeshift studio.
Well, people
up in my man room
right now if they're watching the stream. But the point is that these people want to message you and comment to you about what supposedly is or isn't being said and how it is or isn't being said. But they don't actually get in touch with the show and say, why are you guys talking about Billy? No, it turns into, we're going to go tell on Daddy and, tell Billy that Mommy said something bad about Daddy.
Actually, one of the guys that did text the show because he took a screenshot of it, but the text was not read on the air, he said.
Well, guess what? I didn't see the text, so I can't confirm that.
I'll tell you what. I'll send you the text. I'll send you the screenshot of that.
I don't care what it was. The fact that Pete's on a diet and he's pulling into a McDonald's drive-through, I got to figure out what that diet is because it sounds great.
I just want to know, Scooter, you've known Billy longer than I have. So
Correct.
I just have an honest question for you.
Yes.
Is this a history of like people telling Billy what they say about him and then Billy feeling the need to come on at 10 o'clock in the morning to talk
No,
about
I just look. First of all, when you guys are breaking my stones, I'm not there to defend myself.
Well, why
That's
do you
number
have to
one.
defend yourself? Do you think I can't
Number
choose to
two.
defend myself every
Number
time
two.
anybody breaks my stones?
Well, but I thought that it was a little bit overboard like I laugh at everything like I'm a clown type thing. Like don't take me serious or
They say the same thing about me, Bill.
But it's not a nervous. My laugh is not a nervous laugh. Matter of fact, Josh, we interviewed Kevin Ross last night, and we're going to play it today. And I listened to it, and I did laugh. But I laugh because it's more like it's not a nervous laugh. It's a laugh that's affirming the fact that I'm enjoying my conversation with you. It's nice to talk to you. It's more of a confirmation of the fact that I appreciate you.
Well, Josh, you're right too. Listen, they wouldn't do it if they didn't know it got under his skin. If it didn't get under his skin, you know what I mean? He lets it get under his skin too much. I told him all the time. I said, "Who cares?" By the way, what is their show about if they're spending time talking about Billy?
Well,
they need more content.
We talk about Billy as an opportunity to promote Billy's show. If we don't talk about
go.
Billy, then Billy's gonna be mad at us for talking about him.
That's right.
That's true too.
You're damned if you do. You're damned if you don't. Oh, there I go. I'm laughing.
Look, he laughed at himself.
All right. Well, we're not. You know what we're not laughing at? The Flyers, even though they beat the Devils.
I'm actually going to go do real work while you guys still talk about non-sports on a sports show. Good luck.
Well, there was a lot of non-sports things happen. And by the way, I will say this: when you're on the air for 4 hours a day, Scooter, you have time to get that stuff in. You can talk about other things. It doesn't have to be all sports all the time.
That's true. That's true. But
we're gonna have a lot of fun today. The Flyers beat the Devils twice during the week, but the game, they didn't really play that well. Even though they get 2 wins, the Devils aren't that great. I'll take the 2 wins, but we got a lot to talk about with their defense. And then, of course, the Sixers. I thought that game was very entertaining last night. And Scooter, the Sixers didn't have a letdown. They beat the Lakers in a tough game. We'll talk a little bit about that. But then they come out and play a Minnesota Timberwolves team that was without Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell.
No, D'Angelo Russell played.
Did he play last night?
Yeah.
I didn't see him.
Yeah, he played.
How many minutes? He didn't get any minutes, though.
They were actually talking about him.
Headband.
Did he play last night? I didn't see him.
Yeah.
Well, I was watching from afar. But still, they didn't have a letdown. That's my point. You know what I mean?
Well, I thought they were going to in the beginning. They weren't playing well at all.
Well, when I talked to you, you're all worried. I said, "Nah, they're going to win."
I'm not worried. I'm never worried. I just don't like when you're not playing 100%. And we'll get into that later when we talk about it.
All right, we're broadcasting live on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. 973ESPN.com. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that help you through the entire process from contract signing to closing, from the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call our good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Just about everybody knows that winter can be harsh on your home. And if you're tired, if you were looking to replace those old, damaged, insufficient windows, call Steve at Steven Rizzo Inc. I did. Steven Rizzo replaced my windows, and they look great. Steve personally returned my call, and his team was nothing but professional from start to finish. With over 30 years of experience, you can't go wrong. So write this number down. Steve Rizzo, 856-547-1760. That's 856-547-1760. 1760. Ask for Steve and be sure to check out his online reviews. They're fabulous. And I can personally tell you, he was by here the other day. He put two more windows in there. They're unbelievable. They're beautiful. So Steve does great work. All right, when we return, we'll talk a little Sixers. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.
It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey tonight on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app with Tim Saunders and Steve Coates calling all the play-by-play action.
What a save by Carter Hart.
The Flyers host the New York Islanders. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the radio home of the Flyers in South Jersey. 97.3 ESPN and listen live on the free mobile app.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
This is Camden County Freeholder Director Lou Capelli. COVID-19 continues to threaten our community, and now is not the time to let your guard down. Continue taking every safety measure possible to stop the spread. Mask up, stay 6 feet apart, get tested, and respond to contact tracers when they call. It's important to continue the fight and protect your circle. For the most up-to-date COVID-19 information, visit CamdenCounty.com.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Offer excludes new Corvettes and new Cadillacs. Kerbeck and Atlantic City Model Year Closeout. All remaining 2020 models must go at Kerbeck Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac of Atlantic City. 2020 Chevrolet Equinoxes. Over $7,000 off original MSRP. Over 30 to choose. All Equinox models in stock. Premiers, LS, and LT. As low as 0% up to 72 months. 2020 Chevrolet Equinoxes. Over 7,000 off original MSRP. Over 30 to choose. All Equinox models, Premiers, LS, and LT as low as 0% up to 72 months. Save on any new Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, or Prio. We are Kerbeck Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac of Atlantic City, Albany Avenue. Kerbeck of Atlantic City Model Year Closeout. Click KerbeckAtlanticCity.com. Find new roads. Call Kerbeck for details. 1-866-518-0086.
Let's face it, football fans, 2020 was kind of like...
Ouch.
But Unibet Sportsbook is betting 2021 is going to be a bit more like... And it starts with a big game. Sign up for $20 free today, $21 on game day, and two $250 risk-free bets. Let's do 2021 better. Unibet Sportsbook. Crazy about the odds. Must be 21 or over to play and physically located in New Jersey. Restrictions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Pros bring something extra to every job. Now at the Home Depot, they also get something extra. Pro Extra, our free loyalty program built for pros just like you. Members earn perks with every dollar spent, like Pro Extra Dollars, a tool rental credit, and more. New members get $20 off their next in-store purchase of $200 or more just for signing up. Learn more at homedepot.com/Pro Extra. New year, more rewards, Pro Extra, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim, Scotty McHale, 97.3 ESPN, and the mobile app. It's a sunny day out there. It's a little nippy out. And guess what, Scooter? Looks like we got a big snowstorm coming our way.
That's what they're saying.
You believe it?
No, I don't. I think we'll get something, but it's not going to be this monster snow. I heard Lake Tahoe was going to get like 100 inches the other day, like crazy snow, and that's where they're going to have an outdoor Flyers game against the Bruins this year.
Did you have to get a couple extra Zambonis to run on the ice?
Exactly. My wife just showed me some pictures of the fire down there.
I'm getting a lot of pictures coming in. Like I said, Scott, I talked to Brian this morning. Scott Simpson sent me a couple pictures around 7:45, 8 o'clock in the morning, and they've been coming all morning. And like I said, man, I'll tell you what, fire is devastating. You never want to have a fire. But Ocean City's fire department, they're crackerjack, so hopefully they'll work it out. And
they should. Scott should get a hold of insurance doctors, our sponsor.
There you go.
You know, they have them come in and help out and get them the money they need to get that taken care of. So.
My good buddy Tom Jackson sent me a couple of pictures also from another angle. It's pretty devastating. So, geez, let's keep our fingers crossed. You know, you lose not only. I mean, that's just the building; it's all the stuff that's inside too. All your files, computers. He's got all kind of cameras up there and televisions to watch.
Does the mayor have a part of that?
No. He's Wonderland.
He's Wonderland.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, Scooter, the Sixers last night. You know what I liked about the game? The fact is that the Sixers came out after they had an emotional win against the Los Angeles Lakers, the defending champions, and they didn't have a letdown. And this team is notoriously famous for that, especially on the road. And there were, obviously, when LeBron James. By the way, that was a flagrant foul. He should have been ejected from that game. Why wasn't he, Scooter?
Well, I think he's LeBron James, number one. And number two, I think the refs are getting tired of Joel going down every time someone, brushes his earlobe with a finger, the pinky. And it's like eventually they're going to say, all this guy's doing is flopping. You're 7'2", 280 pounds. It should take a truck to knock you over, not somebody little bumping. I'm like,
well, you know what, Scooter's like the boy that cried wolf, right? You do it so many times, and then all of a sudden, then when you really get drilled, they're going,
He's becoming the Sidney Crosby of hockey, like every time he gets touched, he goes down. I don't like the way he's having a tremendous season, MVP caliber season, but it's like he's so big and he's so strong. He should be going to the net with authority, and he's not. He's going up, I think, looking for a foul. Now, granted, he was 16 for 18 last night. He's a great foul shooter, but come on, man, go to the hoop hard and get three.
I agree with you, Scooter. Here, it's another thing. The Sixers ended the Lakers had a 10-game road winning streak. They put that to the halt. Then the Lakers go out the next night. They lose to Detroit, the team that we lost to a couple of nights before that.
Well, exactly. That's how you said good teams can have their letdowns. And I think the Sixers, for the first probably third of the game, they were playing down to their level last night. And it's just hard. Listen, if Joel Embiid's back is really bothering him that bad, and he wasn't even going to play, but they put him in, go in and get up by 20-something in the first half, and then have him sit the rest of the game.
Well, he only played 27 minutes last night, which is a lot. I mean, he's been average. I think he's been getting. He
didn't play hardly anything in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, which was good. You had he did lead all scorers. He had 11. He played 27 minutes, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 37 points. The guy's playing like an MVP, Scooter.
He really is, but I think he missed his first 4, 5, 6 shots,
And Tobias Harris was cold in the beginning, too.
Yeah, they were all cold. I mean, they missed their first shot of the team. I'm a little disappointed in Dwight Howard, too. I mean, he's getting an opportunity with Joel sitting some games and taking some time off. That guy leads the league in technicals. What are you doing?
Well, Scooter, he plays hard.
He does, but come on, he's lead the league with 7 technicals so far. How many minutes has he played the whole season?
Well, he played what? I think he played like 18 minutes last. I didn't write his down. But you know what? I think he's playing well, man. I mean, I know, all right. So he's getting some technicals, but he's not hurting the team. I think he's definitely been an asset to this team.
Well, a lot of fouls off the ball, which is just, has he not learned how to set a pick at this point? You can't keep moving when the guy's going around you.
Gotta have those feet planted.
I don't know. I'm just like, as much as this team's winning, there's so much to fix, and I think there's still a lot of sloppy play. I thought Doc Rivers would get those lazy passes, coming around at the top of the key and just not giving the guy the ball,
I did like the ball movement last night. But what did you think of Ben Simmons' play? Because I thought Ben Simmons played. I think he played 26 minutes. He only had 11 points, but the plays that he made some really good defensive plays. And I thought that when he did score, like that one jam where he came out and flexed, I thought that was pretty good, man. I got the guys pumped up. He's, you keep sending me all these
trade scenarios.
And I'm thinking to myself, why are you wasting your time? If it's me, I'm keeping Ben Simmons. Unless somebody knocks my socks off. You want to go Bradley Beal straight up, or somebody straight up for Ben Simmons? Yeah, but I'm not gonna give you three number ones, a number 3, and Korkmaz with it.
Well, the sad thing is, and listen, I think Ben has played better lately. We've seen him score the ball more, but when you look at some of the trade scenarios out there, and I don't look for them. Once you look once, it pops up on your Google feed. All these different trade scenarios. Every one with Ben Simmons being traded is the Sixers giving also 3 first-round draft choices with it. And when you look at a simple one where Ben's just going to a team, they're getting back a couple second-rounders. So that's how the rest of the league values Ben Simmons. They're not thinking that he's the superstar that's going to help their team that much. He's a guy that's going to fit in on a certain team.
I think Ben Simmons is more valuable this team than he would be to some other team. Just the way they're
Bradley Beal in a heartbeat.
Well, yeah, but you're not going to get them straight up. All the scenarios they sent me, everybody wants a truckload of stuff.
Yeah, I know. Well, they can ask for whatever they want. That doesn't mean they're going to get it.
By the way, Howard is averaging about 7.8 rebounds a game, and I think he's a presence in the middle school. He's got 3, and he averages 3 fouls per game, a block per game. He's involved, and I like that.
I like his defensive play. There's no doubt about that. But what are you arguing with the refs for? Come on, Dwight. You're a big guy. You run people over. You're going to get, and then you're going to argue it. You're going to get a technical foul.
Well, you know what I also see out of Dwight Howard, the fact that he is a grizzled veteran who's won a championship now. And I think he's like a presence for Joel Embiid. Joel has always been like immature, you know what I mean, undisciplined kind of guy. And now having Dwight Howard around, I think is rubbing off on him.
Well, I think I was hoping he would be a good rub off. I was just hoping that he would give him some. Hey, this is what I've learned over the years, because Dwight in the beginning years was quite a knucklehead, and now he's grown. So I hope that Joel. But I still don't see Joel going to the hoop hard like he should. He's taking these circus shots from 3 feet away and trying to get a foul.
Hey, by the way, you can check us out on Twitter. We're on Twitter Live. We're on Facebook and the YouTube channel, 973ESPN.com. Check it out. Scotty McKay, last night they shot 44% from the field. I thought that was pretty good. And you know what? But the biggest stat, the one thing that they really improved upon, their turnover. They only had 10 turnovers last night.
10 turnovers was good. And when I saw the stat at the end of the game, they were 44% shooting from the field. They were 27 in the first half. So that means they had to shoot almost 70 in the second half to get that. So they picked up the game when they needed to be, and they put a bad team away. So I like the fact that they did that. So
see, that's now. See, that's the thing. You just said that the word that you just used to describe, they put them away. The words that you just described. They put them away, Scooter. Right. And that's what good teams do, and that's a good sign.
Yeah, it was a good sign. They let them hang around for the first half, and then, all of a sudden they decided to put them away at the end. But I was hoping Ben or a couple of guys to get more rest, but Joel didn't play. I don't think he played hardly anything in the fourth quarter, so that's a good sign.
By the way, Danny Green, really not much of a factor on the score sheet, but he did. I mean, he's a presence too. I mean,
he's a veteran. He's a winner.
He's a winner. See, that's another good point you made, Scooter. Which you don't usually make good points. Usually, the points just on the top of your head. But you make another good point. There are guys that are just winners. The winning follows them, and Danny Green's one of those guys.
Yeah. Well, he said he could break the record for most. If the Sixers were to go win a championship this year, which is a big if,
with different teams,
with different teams, yeah. So
who else? You know who else is another winner, Scooter? Surety Title. Surety's a spot. The first out of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers, sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, and developers and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts to help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing, the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call our good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Friends, let me tell you about Maserati of the Main Line. Located just minutes from downtown Philadelphia, they offer a client-focused car buying experience designed to exceed expectations and invite you to stop and see the area's largest selection of new Maseratis, including the sporty Ghibli midsize sedan class leading Levante, the only SUV worthy of being called a Maserati. Maserati, the mainline, also leads the nation in certified pre-owned sales and has the highest quality like-new Maseratis available on the market. But your experience is not end at the point of a sale, as Maserati, the mainline, offers free pickup and delivery for scheduled service appointments and provides a new Maserati loaner car. So be audacious. Call my good friend Michael Pileggi, Maserati, the mainline, today at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800, or visit them online anytime at motml.com. And I know my good buddy, the Holloway boys are on their way down to Ocean City. They're going to get up on that boardwalk and check things out. All right, when we return, we'll talk a little Philadelphia Flyers, Scooter. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.
Tonight on the NBA on ESPN Radio.
Here's James puts it off the window and gets it himself.
LeBron and the Lakers head to Boston to face Jason Tatum and the Celtics.
It doesn't matter any given year whether the team is good or bad. You're up for this game. It's just something about this game every year.
It's the NBA on 97.3 ESPN, your exclusive home for the NBA Finals. Coverage begins after the Flyers host the New York Islanders.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call and again and again. Call and again and again.
Anything and everything and anything. If you can dream it, we can create it. Masks, hats, shirts, bags, banners, mugs, and cups, hoodies, goodies, tees galore, sweats, gloves, and stuff. Whatever you need to stand out in the crowd, call New Century Custom Apparel, where you'll find all your favorite custom apparel from all the leading brands.
New Century, whatever you need.
Baldy here, Brian Baldinger for the Insurance Doctors. You know, when fires, floods, storms cause property damage to your home, you need a company with 40 years of experience as property loss advisors. I know my yard got crushed this year by a flash storm. Damage to my yard, my fences, it needed to be restored. The Insurance Doctors came in and they got me a great settlement. With cold weather and storms just around the corner, you know, wind, storms, ice, they can cause broken pipes, roof damage, downed trees. Let the Insurance Doctors work for you. Call them today at 856-874-8377 or 1-800-969-6851 or visit the website at insurancedoc.com. That's InsureDoc, INSURDOC.com, and tell them Baldy sent you.
Hey guys, are you afraid of taking off your shirt in public? Don't be embarrassed. Just say, I love Lyle back instead with male breast reduction. Many men develop a fullness in their chest as boys that persists and even worsens as they get older. This condition is called gynecomastia, and with simple liposuction, most cases can be effectively treated. Call 856-MAKEOVER today to schedule your private consultation with Dr. Lyle and Back. That's 856-MAKEOVER or visit ILoveLyleBack.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Sure thing. We can help you replace those wipers. If yours are squeaking or streaking, it's probably time. We've got a wide selection of wipers that can stand up to any weather, including the right ones for your make and model. We've even got more ways to get them fast, like our next day delivery or free same-day store pickup. Getting the job done just got easier. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim, Scotty McKay on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app. We're also broadcasting live on our Twitter YouTube, and Facebook channels at the locker room or 97.3 ESPN.com. You can check it out. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can see that Scooter fell out of the ugly tree, and he hit every branch on the way down. So you can check that out. And
you missed every branch and hit the ground hard.
That's right. By the way, one last thing about the Sixers before we start talking about our Philadelphia Flyers. The Sixers scored 34 points in the paint last night, and I thought that was another telling stat.
Yeah, I feel like Debbie Downer today a little bit because because when I was doing my homework, I'm focusing on the bad things, like
Scooter, get positive. What's wrong with you, man?
Well, do you really want Ben Simmons to stay here?
Well,
is he the guy you want the ball in his hands with 10 seconds to go, down by one?
See, here's the thing. He's not a generational player like everybody, like we were led to believe. And I don't like his demeanor, like his body language, his facial expressions. It leads me to believe that he's like a smugness attitude about him. But I don't know him personally. But there's something about it. I just don't want to get rid of him.
Well, I saw a stat, and you're a big stat guy. He's averaging just over 3 points in the fourth quarter. I mean, superstars, number one overall picks are the guys that you need to have, big in the end of the game. You're not going to beat the big teams, the good teams, with Ben scoring 3 points. Listen, his defense.
No, but if you have Tobias Harris in your second role, your Batman and Robin, I heard was a good analogy made. And if he's the Robin, and then Ben Simmons provides other things that the certain player, listen, he's 6'11". He's got athleticism that no one can compare to. He plays great defense. He gets his triple doubles. He provides stuff there that is irreplaceable, especially if you can have a guy like Tobias Harris, Steph Curry hitting the threes. It doesn't matter, Scooter.
So you're saying Ben Simmons is like Alfred?
What do you mean?
He's Alfred from Batman and Robin. You need him, but he's necessarily not going to do a lot for you.
That's a good comparison.
Okay. See, you're laughing again. What's wrong with you? Is that a nervous laugh?
No, it's my nerves. I'm laughing because I'm nervous. Hey, listen, you can also interact with us here at 97.3 ESPN on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Josh, we got a couple text messages on the text board too.
Yeah, they're right on the screen, boys. People can see it right on the stream there. You got Murphy Brown right there in front of you.
All right, there you go.
I agree with Murphy Brown. He says we're not beating the Nets with Ben Simmons. I agree. I totally agree.
Well, let's see when we play the Nets.
Well, yeah, we'll see when we play the Nets.
See, here's the thing. That's why you got to go out and play the game.
True.
You got to go play the game.
Exactly.
All right? Talk's cheap. Maybe not. But let's go play the game and let's see where we are before we start worrying about it. Let's just beat the teams who we can beat. By the way, the text board number is 609-403-0973 if you want to send us a text. Of course, we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, 973ESPN.com. Text board from Dan from EHT. Sidney Crosby has won titles flopping. JoJo gets under the skin of opposing teams. He likes it, Scooter. Dan from EHT likes to flop it around.
Hey, listen, we like Dan from EHT. He's a great listener we have. He's always commenting, which is we love. But, Sidney Crosby won titles, but he's not won titles because he flops. He's won titles because he's a superstar. Is what he is. And exactly. That's the only reason Joel will win, being a superstar. But I just don't. Sidney Crosby's not 6'8", 240 either. Joel's getting knocked down by small guys. That guy Muggsy Bogues isn't around, and it would have knocked it all down.
609-403-0973 if you want to join the show. Also, we're on broadcasting live, streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Billy has the worst on-air laugh in radio history, but a great show. Why is it the worst? It's the way I laugh.
It is the way you laugh. I know.
Scooter, you've known me my whole life pretty much.
Right.
Probably, I've known you since your senior in high school, right?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have I changed?
No,
am I the same on the air that I am in my real life?
You haven't grown up one bit since high school. Trust me. Everybody should know that. He's not grown up one bit. And you're laughing. We used to just laugh at your laugh.
That's right. People used to laugh at my laugh.
Right. So.
Pete Thompson also said that, well, yeah, Bill, I was talking to Billy, like when I have something serious to say, like something real serious, like, Bill, my grandfather died. And Billy go, ah! Like he'd start laughing.
Right. There are some fake nervous laughs out there, but yours is not one of them. You actually laughed because someone said something funny. Well, Murphy Brown texted back in, right?
Yeah,
he said, like Maury said, on national television, it's championship or bust. And I don't see this being the top team in the league. But.
Well, isn't the team still? It's not an old team. I mean, their core players are younger. I mean, they're not old per se.
No, Ben Simmons is
young. Ben Simmons, I mean,
Joel Embiid's young.
I like Tyrese Maxey and Thibault. By the way, Thibault played some great defense last night.
Well, he also played great defense the other night against LeBron James. I thought he did a great job at shutting him down for the most part.
Yeah.
So we've got some good defensive players here.
609-403-0973 is the text board. Josh is putting the comments up on the screen. Ben just checks back in. Dan from EHC, Ben is still not at his prime. And that's true. He's only 24 years old. So we got some room for improvement. All right, Scooter, let's look at the Flyers because the Flyers are frustrating me right now.
Good.
Right? They're frustrating. I don't want to be negative like you, but
but you're going to be.
You're going to tell me that one guy you lose Niskanen and your whole defense goes to in a handbasket.
Well, you lost Niskanen and lost Philip Myers, who was playing pretty well for you at the end of the year last year, and he started out this year until he got hurt. But their defense is struggling big time.
I think it's a whole team thing. The forwards aren't getting back; they're not back checking. I see a lot of stick checks still. I haven't seen the passion, although you did see it from Giroux the other night when he scored his goal. He got cross checked in the front of the net. You saw a little something, a little fight out of him, but I think it's just early. I don't know. I think this team has a bigger upside than we're giving them credit for right now.
Well, there's a couple things I'm worried about. One is the way they're being outshot almost every night. I mean, they've had 190 shots for them and 273 against. They got outshot 34-17 by the Devils the other night, who were not a great team.
Yeah.
And look, they won the game. So that's the key thing. But you can't keep consistently being outshot twice as much and win games. You can't expect Carter Hart or, Brian Elliott to bail you out every single night. It's just not going to happen.
So, Scooter, what did you think of Carter Hart smashing his stick into smithereens the other night? Was it after the Boston game, I guess?
Yeah, I like it. I love it. And I love the fact that
like it. I love it.
I like the fact that AV left him in the game too. He didn't pull him. You know what? You're playing bad tonight. Work through it.
Get it out of your system.
Right. Work through it. I'm not putting somebody else in there for now. He's going to go in the next game. So he's has flashes of brilliance, Carter Hart, so far this year. He really looks great in some situations, but the defense is missing coverages. He just has to be better when that happens. It looks like he's fighting the puck too much. He's kind of battling.
609-403-0973 is the text board if you want to jump in. Also, we're streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. 973ESPN.com. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shortest center city and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call our good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of the private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey to attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events that seems fit for your business, send an email to Ken at jerseymanmagazine.com or give him a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap up the first hour. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.
It's Sixers basketball tomorrow on 97.3 ESPN with the voice of the 76ers, Tom McGinnis, calling all the exciting play-by-play action.
Simmons with the ball, kicks in the corner, 3-ball. Seth Curry puts it up and in. Trifecta. Benny with a dish, Curry with a hit.
The Sixers are in Indiana to face the Pacers. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers basketball on your radio home of the Sixers in South Jersey, 97.3 ESPN.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Service is just that. Servicing Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
CleanRental.com, a fresh approach to uniforms. Your uniform supplier. If you're a business owner, CleanRental.com asks you the following questions. 1. Are you completely satisfied with the quality of the uniform rental program you are currently receiving? 2. Are you completely satisfied with the service you are receiving from your present uniform rental company? And 3. Have you had an experience in the last 6 months where the response time to any request has been less than satisfactory? If you're a company with 50 employees or more, please give CleanRental.com a call at 1-800-825-3266. That's 1-800-825-3266. CleanRental.com, a fresh approach to uniforms. Give them a call today.
Beachcombing, baking cookies, learning French. Aren't these what you'd rather be doing than thinking about your Medicare prescriptions? Well, Walgreens is here to help you get back to it with convenient refill and pickup options, expert pharmacists to answer all your questions, and Medicare copays as low as $0. Zero. Which is also the number of cares in the world you'll have as you stroll the beach, eating cookies and speaking French. Oh la la. Walgreens.
$0 copays apply to Tier 1 generic drugs and select plans where Walgreens is a preferred pharmacy.
We're back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app. We're also streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Check it out, 97.3 ESPN. Scotty McKay's in his house. I'm in my house. By the way, to take my sweater off, you guys, people can see me. It was getting hot up here, man. The sun's shining through the windows. It's getting hot up here.
Jesus. Well, eventually you'll be able to paint that room, and it's going to look really nice in there.
I'm going to get my backdrop, I think. Put my backdrop in here. All right, sure. Let's talk about – I want to talk about the Flyers' defense because you're a hockey coach. You're the head coach of the Cherokee ice hockey team. We know a lot of players, former players that played defense, including Mark Howell, who happens to be one of the best. Ivan Provorov, Gustafsson, Travis Sanheim, Robert Hagg, Phil Myers, the Ghost, Freeman, and the new guy, what's his name? Prosser, who, by the way, he played pretty well. He got a lot of minutes the other night. He played on the penalty kill, the power play, and he scores a goal, Scooter.
I know. I mean, he couldn't ask for a better game for sure for himself as his first game in there. But he's been around a long time. I think he's 34 years old. He's not going to be the answer to the Flyers' defensive woes. That's for sure.
No, but all right. So out of the guys that I mentioned, who do you think is struggling? who do you think is struggling the most? Who do you think it doesn't deserve? Who do you? All right, let me put it this way to you. Who should be you're the coach? Who's the starting six that you put on the ice?
Well, Provorov's your best defenseman. There's no doubt about it. But you must put him with someone that's a stay-at-home guy. Whether that be a Sanheim but Sanheim likes to get up in the play.
Yeah, you can't put him in Sanheim. He
might not be the guy for sure. Gustafsson is a guy that'll shoot the puck from the point. He's kind of a stay-at-home guy, so I wouldn't mind putting those two guys together. You could put Haig and Sanheim together, and then right now you'll have Ghost and who's our sixth defenseman?
The Ghost is spare. Goss is spare.
Goss, that's what I'm talking about. Ghost, and who's the sixth? The other one.
Phil Myers. Did you say Phil Myers?
Well, Phil Myers is injured.
Well, he'll be back soon.
Yeah, but I'm just saying for now what they're going to play. But I put
Freeman's in there.
Yeah. Freeman. I think he wasn't
25-year-old kid.
Proctor got a chance.
Yeah, he's a 25-year-old kid. He's not. I mean,
I'll tell you what I didn't like. After the Bruins lost, they got beat 6-1, and you're going to agree with me on this. There was no message sent to that team at the end of the game. There was no physical play. There was no toughness. Toughness was nowhere to be found. And with back-to-back games, the way the season is set up this year, you got to send a message when you get clobbered like that. You got to have somebody go out there and
it's funny you should bring that up, Scotty. Okay? Because on my Sunday show last week, if they remember, they played on Saturday night. So on the next day of my Sunday show, I'm with Hunter Brody, who's he's a
hockey guy,
but he's from a different generation, a different time. He said, and I said the exact same thing. Not only did they get taken out behind the woodshed and given a beating physically, and I mean, every aspect of that game, they got their rear ends kicked. They got embarrassed, and I was pissed off sitting watching that stuff. You couldn't do anything. He says, well, if you try to fight somebody, they're just going to laugh in your face. The Flyers don't even have anybody who can do it.
Well, that's the sad thing, too, is because they've listen, this
They took it, Scooter. They took it.
This European style of play has got a lot left to be desired. I mean, it's just.
It's a whole new generation of hockey, Scooter.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you're getting taken to the woodshed. You're getting beat to the pucks. You look lethargic. You have no fight. Someone other than Carter Hart banging his stick again, smashing it in a million pieces, which almost
that was after the game was over.
I know it was after the game was over.
So
you know what? You look like a spoiled, petulant child that didn't get his way. I'd rather settle like men and at least take shots. It's not illegal hits, but try to lay people out, wake the team up by being physical. You can always control.
Exactly.
Can you always control your physicality, Scooter?
Yeah, that's one of the things you can control, but you can also let it go once in a while too. I was just disgusted, and probably it's because of the way we grew up with hockey. That would have never happened back in the 70s, 80s, 90s at all. Someone would have tried to spark the team.
Right.
And they would have dropped somebody. That's what they would have done,
And you're taking that equation out of the game.
Yeah.
It's tough to watch, especially when you're getting embarrassed the way you did. But you know what? Even if there's got to be someone on that team that, even though the game has changed, could do something to give that team a spark. That was the beauty of hockey back in the day.
Yeah, put Sam Moran in the lineup next time against the Bruins, And like I said, you're going to have more of those back-to-back games. It's going to be more intensity.
Right, and familiarity breeds content. When you're in a series against a team and you're banging each other like that, there's going to be some animosity building, right?
Yeah, it's almost like, oh, well, we got our rear ends handed to us, like horribly, and embarrassed our goaltender, so I don't like it.
Listen, all these teams, all our Philly teams are competing for the headlines. And the Phillies are, they're making moves, and we're going to talk about the Phillies coming up here in a little bit, and then we'll get to the Eagles. The Chuck Fletcher he's not sitting pat. He's trying to bring guys in and get better, right?
Right.
It seems like Dombrowski's doing his job. Chuck Fletcher, I like Morey. He's done some good things.
Yeah, like I said, we've got a lot of new GMs in this town, got a lot of new coaches in this town, with AB being the longest tenured coach in Philadelphia right now. So it's time for some changes.
It's the Eagles that made the changes, though, and they've been grabbing all the spotlight and the headlines, and we'll get into that in the second hour. We'll talk a little Eagles, some Phillies, and then we got an interview with Kevin Ross, who is going to be coaching in his first Super Bowl for the Tampa Bay Bucs. And by the way, some really pretty cool things that he'll reveal in the interview. The Locker with Billy Schweim right here on 97.3 ESPN. We're streaming live on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. Check it out. And we got hour 2 ahead of us. So stay with it. It's the Locker with Billy Schweim, Scotty McKay on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
That's right. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Have your employees been naughty or nice? At New Century Custom Apparel, we have your screen printed or embroidered jackets, sweatshirts, ice scrapers, calendars, and thousands of other cool stuff. Call us at 856-810-9696. If you need custom apparel to promote your company or brand, we'll put your logo on fleece, outerwear, and more before the holiday rush. Call 856-810-9696 or online at newcenturyapparel.com.
Celebrate the 55th edition of the big game with exclusive 55-1 odds on FanDuel Sportsbook. If you've never tried FanDuel before, new users can bet on either team and get 55-1 odds when the Bucs play the Chiefs. That's right. You can bet $5 to win $275 if you pick the winner of the big game on February 7th. I've been betting football on FanDuel all season long, and on FanDuel Sportsbook, there are a range of betting options from player props to daily odds boosts. And don't forget about the same-game parlays, so you can get a massive payout on a small bet only with FanDuel Sportsbook. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and use my promo code HENNIG to get 55-1 odds on the big game. That's promo code HENNIG with FanDuel Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older to play and present in NJRPA, new users only. Must wager on designated boost market deposit required. Max bonus $275. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Buying some pretzel sticks?
Excuse me?
This is your wake-up call from TracFone Wireless.
Okay.
What if you didn't eat all those pretzel sticks by the end of the month, so this store took them back?
Good luck.
That's how some wireless companies are with your data, but TracFone Wireless gives you unlimited carryover data with active service, so you keep what you pay for. Plans start at $20 a month.
Wow, that's cool.
Sir, are you bothering the customers?
Yeah, hang on.
This is your wake-up call, people. TracFone Wireless. Now you're in control.
Available at major retailers. See terms and conditions at TracFone.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 5510 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 5510. Enjoy.
It's time for some straight talk. Look, we all know the sound. It happens. Your phone. You fumble it, crack it, splash it. Well, Straight Talk Wireless's new Platinum Unlimited plan includes phone protection that covers those kinds of mishaps. Just $65 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data, plus more features, like 20 gigs of hotspot and 100 gigs of cloud storage, all on the best networks. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
See mobile protect terms and conditions at Asurion.com/Straight Talk. Limitations and exclusions apply.
This is South Jersey's radio home for the Eagles, Sixers, and Flyers. WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City. 97.3 ESPN. South Jersey's sports leader.
Red 83.
to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schweim.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Let me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schweim.
All right, we're back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN, the mobile app. The sun is shining. We're talking sports on a sunny day. It's a little chilly. We got a snowstorm coming, but we got a hot show lined up here today. In the second hour, we'll talk a little Eagles, little Phillies. And at the bottom of the hour, Scooter, we're going to be listening to an interview I had last night with former Paulsboro Red Raider, Temple Al, and Kansas City Chief Kevin Ross, who's now a defensive backs coach, quarterback coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they're headed for the Super Bowl, so I look forward to that. Scotty McKay, the other defenseman that we were trying to think of was Justin Braun.
Justin Braun. Yeah.
That's who you were thinking about.
That's not good that you
Wow.
forget about him.
When you can forget about a guy, that's not good, right?
Right. It's typically not good, no. So they're going to make – I think Fletcher's got some moves to make, still. He's going to screw up that defense.
All right, Scooter, let's go. Let's talk a little Phillies briefly before we get into our Eagles talk, because the Phillies made some big moves, and you were worried. You, of all people, really, I would say through the last 6 months, really been harping on getting JT Realmuto back into the back into the fold. They accomplished that goal, and a little shocked that other teams didn't pursue JT as vigorously as I thought they would. What do you think the reason for that would be?
I guess it was the length of his contract he wanted. He's 29 now, and he was looking for at least a 5-year contract and looking for big money, obviously, and deservingly so. He's probably the best catcher in all of baseball, and he does everything well. You know what I mean? He's not like, well, he's got a great arm, and he hits the ball well. He hits for power. He's a leader. He looks like a guy that just wants to win just as much as anybody in that locker room. I think that's why I was amazed why the Phillies just said, we finally got a great catcher after all these years. We finally got a great catcher.
Of course, the Phillies locked JT up 5 years, $115.5 million, well-deserved. A good contract, but the Phillies need so much more. To the Mets, obviously what the Mets have done, but at least the Phillies are Dombrowski is, you know what I mean? You can just tell some GMs are winners and know what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? It gives you that confidence. He brings in a guy like Matt Moore. Matt, he had Tommy John surgery, but he's a 31-year-old guy. He pitched pretty well in the Japan League, and so Dombrowski's aware of these people, right? And he brings them in. I think he's going to obviously shore up the pitching staff. He's a lefty. We don't have any lefties in the rotation. Right. I like that.
Yep, I do too. I mean, I think he's finding some veterans at decent money. He's not trying to get the big pay guys, but he's trying to find a guy to fill the back end of his rotation. And Matt Moore, being a lefty, will certainly do that. I mean, you're ended up with Nola, Wheeler, Eflin, and probably Spencer Howard is going to be with Moore is going to be your 5. So I think Velasquez should be your long guy, your middle inning guy that eats up some 3-4 innings when the starter doesn't go long.
The Phillies also signed, of course, they brought Archie Bradley into the fold. He gets a deal worth $6 million for, I think it's a 1-year deal. But he throws the ball. He's got some heat. He throws a 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yep.
That's what you need. That's what you need.
And they picked up Alvarado for the bullpen, so they're starting to work on that. Was their biggest need, obviously, bullpen.
The bullpen combined for baseball's worst ERA in 90 years. 90 years, Scooter.
90 years.
By the way,
your mom was only 9. The last time they had a good bullpen.
Right? The ninth slowest pitch velocity in baseball. 88.3 miles in the majors. They just didn't have any arms at all.
No.
I thought that's a pretty telling stat.
Yeah, and I think they were hoping their offense was going to be a lot better than it was, and they were going to score a lot of runs, but that didn't certainly work out for them last year. But they're only predicted to be close to 500 again this year. So
if you think about it, Scooter, they blew 14 saves last year, right? They blew 14 saves. If they if they improve by 5, they might have made the playoffs last year.
Right. It's not well.
If
I
they
don't say
get
as bad as they were. They were not far off.
If they could get D.D. Gregorius to play shortstop, bring him in here. Now he wants a 2-year deal.
I give him 2 years, but I give his second year, a downgrade from the first year.
There's a lot of shortstops apparently hitting the free, good shortstops hitting the free agent market next year, and I think the Phillies want to have themselves in position to maybe do something there.
Well, that's why they're going to go back and forth over this. He might end up taking. I don't think anybody's banging on his door too heavy either.
If you look at the National League East, though, Scooter, you got Washington. They just landed a hand. He's a good pitcher. You got the Mets. Look at all the Mets are doing. I'm worried about the Mets. They're gonna have Thor back in the lineup, and they got their pitching staff. And their bullpen's been a problem too, but they made some pickups in the bullpen.
Right. They're going to be tough. No doubt about it. They've got a good offense there. The guys who can hit the ball. So, they're going to be tough.
They get Lindor, right? They improve their team. I'm worried about the Mets, the Marlins, and you can't look. The Marlins always beat the Phillies, don't they? Why can't the Phillies beat the Marlins?
I don't get it. They lose to everybody else, but they beat us handily.
Right.
If you had a pick right now, where do they finish in the division?
Well, let me answer you. All right, I'll answer that, but just you answer me this question. Who do you think is going to win the East? Nationals or Mets?
You're leaving Atlanta totally out of it?
Oh, what am I thinking about? Yeah.
I was thinking Atlanta, but I was also thinking the Mets might be a surprise this year.
The Braves. What was I thinking? The Braves are a tough lineup.
Yeah,
man.
They're tough.
They're tough.
I would pick the Braves probably pretty much. I think will win it. So where do you put the Phillies then?
I think I got a fourth.
Okay, fourth. That could be.
I think they go a little bit better than 500 though. I think it's going to be a really competitive. I think you're going to have a lot of good teams in the East, but obviously you can only get one, or possibly two. Maybe, well, you could probably get three if you could. I don't know.
I think we've got some other issues. Where is Andrew McCutchen at this point in his career? He kind of seems like he's on the downside after that injury a little bit. So who's our real center fielder? Is it Roman? Are we counting on Roman Quinn every night, or are we counting on? Is Kingery going to have to play center field again at some point, and then you leave an opening at second base? I just think there's a lot of questions that need to be answered still.
It's such a tough division, but I hope, Scooter, we're going to be allowed in the stadium this year
for Phillies.
Yeah,
I don't know. As of right now, no, but it's a ways away. When do they break camp?
Well, I think pitchers and catchers are in, like the end of February.
Right.
February 23rd. Let me see if I have it here in my paper, because I want to say it's the 23rd of February. I want to say that, but yeah, the Phils, man, it's just 1 through 8. I like if they get Gregorius back 1 through 8. I like their lineup, but is it good enough to beat the Mets and the Braves?
I don't know. Let me ask you this question: Are they going back to the way it was, or are they going to be a designated hitter in the National League?
I don't know. The Players Association, there's no DH. Did they decide it? I saw. Yeah.
Well, I'm asking.
No, I saw.
I wish there was
a report. No, because I don't like the DH.
I love it. It benefits the Phillies too.
There's no strategy involved.
Yeah, there is.
We go over what strategy is involved when you have a designated hitter.
What strategies when you put a guy up there that hasn't swung a bat in 10 years?
I'll tell you what happens if you have a hot pitch. It's a 1-0 game. It's a 1-0 game, and your pitcher's pitching really, really well, but it's getting down to the late innings. Your bullpen stinks, and you got to make a decision whether you got a man on second base with 2 outs. Do you put a pinch hitter in for your pitcher? You let him pitch. I mean, there's decisions that have to be made. When you have a DH, there's no decisions whatsoever. It takes the managerial decisions right away from the manager.
No, it doesn't. You still have to manage your pitching staff.
Yeah, all right, so it's one less thing you have to do.
Oh, wow. One big decision.
Well, that's the strategy of baseball. You know what? Baseball's the thinking man's game.
So they don't think in the American League?
You don't think.
Yeah.
You just react.
You'd rather watch a guy that he's holding the bat like it's a toothpick. He doesn't even know how to swing it. How embarrassing is that to watch a professional baseball player not be able to hit the ball after he's played it his whole life? Well, it's embarrassing.
It's not. You know what it is?
It's like watching a Ben Simmons 3-point shot. Embarrassing.
When the pitchers get to the bigs, they don't spend a lot of time in the batting cages.
I know. I agree. And I understand why they're not very good anymore. But still, it's have a guy in there that can hit the ball. Make the game exciting. I don't know, watch a guy go up there. Let me see if I can bunt. I can't even bunt.
You're about as sharp as a
embarrassing.
Bowling ball. You're about as sharp as a bowling ball.
Jesus.
You know what, Scooter? The second hour of the locker room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is an award-winning private golf club where you are greeted by name. It's over the 3-hour and 58-minute round. You can play on their 18-hole championship golf course, enjoy fine dining, or experience a lively atmosphere in the pub. There's a full calendar of golf and social events throughout the season to appeal to everyone. For more information, go to greatbay.com or give a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Summers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. Kevin Kelly sent me a text this morning, and Radio Ron Ralston's down there doing a great job. We love the Great Bay Country Club. Hey, everybody knows that winter can be harsh on your house. If you're looking to replace those old, damaged, insufficient windows, then call Steve at Steve and Rizzo Inc. I did. Steve and Rizzo replaced my windows, and they look great. Steve personally returned my call, and his team was nothing but professional from start to finish. With over 30 years experience, you can't go wrong. So write this number down. Steve and Rizzo Inc. at 856-547-1760. That's 856-547-1760. Ask for Steve. And also check out his reviews online. You'll see some of the amazing work that he does. I am completely satisfied with the windows that Steven installed. He comes over, he sits with you, makes sure you're completely happy. And the windows that he uses, Scooter, he said he hasn't had one in the 5 years that he's been with this company. He hasn't had one service call.
Really?
It's pretty amazing stuff.
It's pretty good. It's really
all
good.
Right. When we return, we'll start talking about the Eagles. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim with 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, coming up on Monday, Super Bowl week begins, plus a busy weekend for the Sixers and the Flyers. We'll go inside the Sixers with Paul Hudrick at 3:20. Football at 4 with Jeff Mosher. Former Seahawks linebacker Lofo Tutupo at 5 o'clock. And you can watch the show live on our website, 973ESPN.com.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
This is Camden Mayor Frank Moran. COVID-19 continues to threaten our community, and now is not the time to let your guard down. Continue taking every measure possible to stop the spread. Mask up, stay 6 feet apart, get tested, and respond to contact tracers. It's important to continue the fight and protect loved ones. For more updates, visit ci.camden.nj.us.
Anything and everything and anything. If you can dream it, we can create it. Masks, hats, shirts, bags, banners, mugs, and cups, hoodies, goodies, tees galore, sweats, gloves, and stuff. Whatever you need to stand out in the crowd, call New Century Custom Apparel, where you'll find all your favorite custom apparel from all the leading brands. New Century,
Whatever you need.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons or Electrical, they're number one.
Have you ever wanted to learn a new language like French, Spanish, or Russian, but thought it would be too difficult and time-consuming? Then go to Babbel.com and try it for free. Babbel works because it's built around real life. It teaches you everyday practical conversations that you will actually use. In 15 minutes a day, you'll be on your way to speaking a new language in just a few weeks. Babbel uses a modern conversation-based technique that makes language engaging, fun, and memorable. It starts by teaching you words and phrases. Then, sentences gradually get more complex. Soon, you're practicing short conversations about real-life topics. Babbel is created by language experts who use the spaced repetition method to help you learn quickly and remember what you learned. With Babbel, you can speak a new language. Babbel. Language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Sam's new project needs a project manager right away if she's going to manage to hit her deadline.
It took an extra week to get approvals, but they still want the original delivery date. I guess we'll figure something out.
It's time to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do. The moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Indeed delivers 2.5 times more hires than the other branded job sites combined, according to Breezy HR 2019. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first job post. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, we're back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim, Scott McKay, 97.3 ESPN, the mobile app. We're also streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. You can check us out, 97.3ESPN.com. And Scooter, the Philadelphia Eagles introduced their new their new head coach, Nick Sirianni, but they didn't address a lot of questions. And before we get into the meat and potatoes of the press conference, Lurie said in his press conference that, and by the way, he spoke for like 20 minutes before the press conference even started. Who cares what he says? Or do we really? I mean, he just bloviated on stuff that, I don't know, we want to hear from the coach, right?
Well, sure. But, he's the owner of the team. He should talk about, the state of the team.
He was up there like he was giving a State of the Union address. It's a football team, for Christmas sakes. They said he thanked the coaches that he told us that they compiled a list of 25 candidates, but only interviewed 10, right? 10 or 11. He made sure that make it clear that he looked at everybody's background. I mean, he told us stuff that, you should know. It's common sense stuff.
Right. Well, I think he's taking a little bit of heat for the stuff that's been going on lately. So he wanted to. He said
the one goal that they had was looking for the best football leader.
I hope it doesn't have to do with speaking skills.
Yeah. We're gonna factoid. Lurie spoke, for about 20 minutes before Sirianni. Listen, he might have been. See, I don't like the obvious. I mean, this wasn't their first choice. But yet he comes out in the press conference and he tries to say that, they did their due diligence. This is the guy they wanted.
Who do you think was their first choice?
Saleh? I don't know. I mean, I don't think Nick Sirianni was their first choice.
Well, he probably wasn't in a lot of senses, but they had to make a decision, and I guess they felt he was a good young guy that would,
He said He also said in the press conference that Nick Sirianni is a brilliant communicator. Well, we're going to see, because here's one thing about the coaching staff. Now, Nick Sirianni, he's 39. All right. John Gannon, he's 37. Shane Stitchman is 35. You got a bunch of young coaches in there, Scooter. The players, you got some of the players that are in their 30s.
I know. They're the same age. That could be good, though. They got a lot of fire in their bellies. They're pumped up and ready. They're young. Do you want a 70-year-old guy coming in there?
And look, we had Dick Vermeil on the show a couple weeks last week, right? When he took over, he was 39 and 100 days old, and he commanded respect. I'm not saying it can't happen. It's just that I don't know. The only coach that they retained, I think, was Jeff Stoutland. He's a little older. And by the way, his title now is run game coordinator, and he's the coach of the offensive line. Kevin Petula is the pass game coordinator. And Brian Johnson is the quarterback's coach. Nick Sirianni. There are a lot of young guys, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just, that could be a potential for some,
Well, they're young guys, but they have some decent experience behind them. So.
Well, yeah, Sirianni's got 11 years in the NFL.
Yeah,
he's never been a head coach anywhere.
No, everybody's never been a head coach at one time.
Stench been 10 years in the NFL. With coaching experience, but I just you can lose it. I think a younger coach could lose a locker room quicker than an older coach. That's all. Am I correct in saying that? Is that a good assumption?
Probably be a good guess, but
he also could gain the respect easier too. I think
maybe the young guys wouldn't really respect a guy that's been around for 40 years in the NFL. That maybe they feel he's outdated and he's not up with the latest in technology and whatever, something like that. Do you want a Wade Phillips in here?
No, I don't.
Right.
All right, let's. We're gonna play a couple clips. Josh has got a couple clips. We're gonna play the one clip where he's asked about Nick Sirianni is asked about his quarterback, the situation, like who's going to be the starter. We got that one, Josh?
Many different things that we talked about, players, positions, coaching staff, it was all on the table. And as far as the starter, haven't really thought about that yet, and naming a starter that hasn't even crossed my mind. Again, just trying to evaluate the players.
Hasn't even crossed his mind.
When he was taking the job, he didn't think about the quarterback.
That's like the biggest story in Philadelphia right now. And if you're going to go to be their head coach, don't you think that's going to cross your mind? Or was he told? Was he muzzled? Was he censored by the? Was he censored?
Yeah, he could have probably used different words to say the same thing he was trying to say. He would say that's something that we're discussing at this point.
No, but Lori just said he's a brilliant communicator. Did he communicate anything to you there, Scooter?
No. Listen, when I watched it, I'm sure he was very nervous. First time he's probably been involved in a big interview like this in front of the whole media. But still, I thought he was terrible the way he spoke. He was broken up. He was,
you know what? And I agree. He could have been nervous. He's been.
It doesn't make him a bad coach. It doesn't make him a
bad coach. But if he's a great communicator, if he can't communicate to the media and give answers, how's he going to communicate to his players?
This is going to be a tough place for him to speak at after every game if he can't communicate. But he'll settle in, I think, Look, I liked his attributes of being a quarterbacks and a wide receiver guy, two places that we really need a lot of help with. So hopefully
he learned under some good people. He worked with some good quarterbacks already. Luck and Phillip Rivers. I get it. Bissett. I get it.
Would you have wanted Frank Reich here as the head coach?
Yeah, but he's not. That's why would he? Why would you?
I didn't ask you.
Why
that.
would you even ask me that?
Would you have wanted him if he was available?
He's not available, so I didn't even cross my mind. Well, why are you asking me a hypothetical?
Because he worked under him. He worked under Frank Reich. So would you have wanted Frank Reich here?
Yeah, I would have wanted, but I don't know.
Okay.
All right, listen.
Simple questions. Hypothetical.
How about this one? Let's play this clip, Josh, where he's asked about how much control will he have with the 53-man roster with Howie Roseman.
Howie has final say over the 53. I believe I have the say over the 47 on game, that what we, on game day, of what we need to go through the game and get into the game and the pieces that we need. As far as picking the players and helping pick the players, I really look forward to working with Howie and his staff to help get the players in here that we feel like fit to what we want to do offensively and defensively.
All right, here's the if you listen closely to that, he said, I believe I will have.
All right.
He didn't say it's my job. He said, I believe. So they went through a 7-hour, 10-hour interview process, and he wasn't sure.
Right. Well, maybe they didn't give him a final answer on that yet.
Now, Josh Miller just texted in. He said it's his first interview as a head coach. He was nervous. Relax. Well, that's all well and good. We're not. Look, I'm not commenting whether I like Nick or not. I just listen to what he says. And when you go through an 8 to 10 hour interview and Jeffrey Lurie talks for 20 minutes about how comprehensive the interview was, and he's getting a great communicator, and I feel like he didn't communicate with us. There were questions that were left on the table. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Like I said, listen, I've spoken in front of 450, 500 people at times, and it's not easy, but I got a comfort with it, and I ended up being fairly good at it. But, it's one of those things. Yeah, he was probably really nervous, and he just seemed like he was unsure about a lot of his answers. And that's what I was kind of a little concerned with. Just, we'll be fine. I think he's a football coach. He doesn't have to be a great speaker.
That's right. And it's a football team. All right. Listen, I just want consistency. I don't want people peeing on my head and telling me it's raining. That's all. You know what I mean? Just like
when that happens.
Lurie comes out and gives this 20-minute explanation, and then when you ask the guy a question on who's going to, I believe I'm going to be the guy. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense.
Right.
There's holes in it. All right. The second hour of the locker room was brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is an award-winning private golf club where you are greeted by name. It's home to a 3-hour and 58-minute round. You can play on their 18-hole championship golf course, enjoy fine dining, experience lively atmosphere in the pub. There's a full calendar of golf and social events throughout the season to appeal to everyone. For more information, go to greatbay.com or give a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Summers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. Friends, let me tell you about Maserati, the main line. Located just minutes from downtown Philadelphia, they offer a client-focused car buying experience designed to exceed all expectations. I invite you to stop and see the area's largest selection of new Maseratis, including the sporty Ghibli midsize sedan and the class-leading Levante, the only SUV worthy of being called a Maserati. Maserati, the main line, also leads the nation in certified pre-owned sales and has the highest quality like new Maseratis available on the market. But your experience does not end at the point of a sale, as Maserati, the main line, offers free pickup and delivery for scheduled service appointments and provides a new Maserati loaner car. So be audacious. Call my good friend Michael Pileggi at Maserati, the main line today at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800, or visit them online anytime at motml.com. All right, when we return, we'll talk with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback coach, Paulsboro native and Temple Al, Kevin Ross. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Sixers basketball tomorrow on 97.3 ESPN with the voice of the 76ers, Tom McGinnis, calling all the exciting play-by-play action.
Simmons with the ball, kicks in the corner, 3-ball. Seth Curry puts it up and in. Trifecta. Benny with the dish. Curry with a hit.
The Sixers are in Indiana to face the Pacers. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers basketball on your radio home of the Sixers in South Jersey, 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling.
Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call and again, again and again. Call and again, again and again.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
CleanRental.com, a fresh approach to uniforms. Your uniform supplier. If you're a business owner, CleanRental.com asks you the following questions. 1. Are you completely satisfied with the quality of the uniform rental program you are currently receiving? 2. Are you completely satisfied with the service you are receiving from your present uniform rental company? And 3. Have you had an experience in the last 6 months where the response time to any request has been less than satisfactory? If you're a company with 50 employees or more, please give CleanRental.com a call at 1-800-825-3266. That's 1-800-825-3266. CleanRental.com, a fresh approach to uniforms. Give them a call today.
Kendall Auto Plaza offers the area's best car and truck buying experience with 60 years of customer satisfaction and community service. What's on their 100-acre lot? A huge inventory of Ford, Lincoln, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chrysler, and over 100 quality and certified pre-owned vehicles. Whether you use your car, truck, or SUV for work or play, discover why Kendall customers are so loyal. Kendall Auto Plaza, exit 10 of the Parkway on Stone Harbor Boulevard, or shop from home at KendallAutoplaza.com.
All right, we're back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim, Scotty McKay on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app. We're streaming live on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Please check it out, 973ESPN.com. Now, last night, an opportunity to interview a good buddy of mine, Kevin Ross, who's headed to the Super Bowl as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive back coach. I hope you enjoy the interview. All right, I'm really excited about having my first guest on. I played football against him. He's tough as nails. He's a former Paulsboro Red Raider, Temple Owl, a Kansas City Chief, and now he's the defensive backs coach, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's go to the Barnes Harley-Davidson Sports Hotline. I welcome into the locker room a good friend of mine, Kevin Ross. How you doing, Kevin?
I'm doing great, Billy. How are you?
Kevin, all of Paulsboro and most of the people that you played against I'm sure everybody's excited for you, man.
Yeah, I don't know if they're more excited than I am.
You got to be pumped up, Kev. You know what's so wild? I was in my car today thinking, wow, man, I played against Kevin Ross, and he's coaching in the Super Bowl. That is so cool. Is it registered with you yet?
Not quite. It's getting there, though. It's as close as it gets, it's getting there.
Have you talked to any of your former teammates from Paulsboro, like Glocker or Paulson, all of those guys?
I talked to a few people back there in Paulsboro and, around the area and everything. Everybody's really excited. I probably got like 475 calls and texts. It's crazy. It's crazy down here right now.
Well, I'm one more guy that's bothering you. Kevin, man, you played for Bruce Arians, and after your career, he brought you on as one of your coaches. You guys have been together for a little while.
Yeah, Bruce, he's got, let's see, we got like 5 or 6 people from Temple University on the staff. Todd Bowles, our defensive coordinator. Nick Rapone, who coached me at Temple. Keith Armstrong, who's our special teams coordinator. Lori Locust, who's one of the first female coaches in the NFL. She's from Temple.
Wow.
He takes care of his people. We try to take care of him the best way we can, and it was working out so far.
And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't say it's a sad day for Temple Nation. You guys lost Coach Chaney today. Died at the age of 89.
Yeah, Coach Chaney and Coach Arians were there at the same time. Both people turned around the football program, turned around the basketball program. Hard-nosed coaches, fair coaches, great people.
Kevin, what makes Bruce Arians tick? What he seems to have lasting staying power in the NFL, and now he's solidified that by making it to the Super Bowl as the head coach. What makes him tick? What makes Coach Arians a great coach?
He's a people person. He's very easygoing. He lets you be you. The players love that part of him. He's really smart with the X and O's, and he's just a great guy.
We're talking with former Temple Owl, Paulsboro native Kevin Ross. Kevin is now a defensive backs coach with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Are you surprised with the success the Bucs had this year, or are you right where you thought you guys would be?
Honestly, when we signed Brady, I thought this is where I thought we would be. Last year, we had the opportunity to do the same thing. We just gave the ball away a little bit too much. This Brady, I know people hating on him and everything, but he's really a good guy. He's really smart, very, very detailed in what he does. And I see why he's so successful right now. I mean, we beat the Packers, and we're coming back home from Green Bay, and he's watching film of the Chiefs already. So that's
wow.
He's the real deal, Bill. He's no joke. He's the real deal.
Hey, Kevin, that leads me to another question. How much video do you guys watch? Remember back in the day, we all watched film, but how much video do you guys watch?
Well, the NFL, actually, you're watching more film than you are actually on the field. We study people's stances, everything. You study stances, formations, all kind of tendencies and things like that right there. And, this game is going to be a big game. It's going to be a good game. We look forward to the challenge, and we know we got our hands full, but we look forward to it.
Speaking of your hands full, Kevin, you're going to be going up against one of the most dynamic, prolific quarterbacks we've ever seen play, in Patrick Mahomes. And their receivers? I mean, you're talking about Sammy Watkins and Tyreek Hill. How are you going to prepare your defensive backs for that? Like, what can you do to get them ready?
Well, we won't do what we did last time. I can tell you that. We're aware now. Sometimes you have to actually play against a person to understand the person. And now that we have played them, we've seen them, we felt their speed and what they do. I think this time around, we got a better understanding, and we kind of know what to do now.
Kevin, having Tom Brady on your team, does that give you added confidence knowing that you've got the GOAT on your side?
Having him on our team, for me, assures me that, you got a guy that's been there several times. You know that you're going to be in the ball game, and your confidence should be soaring.
Do you have much interaction with him, Kevin?
He sits right next to me on the plane.
Is that right?
He's right there next to me, so.
That's pretty cool. We're talking with Kevin Ross, former Kansas City Chief, Paulsboro High School, Temple Owl, and you are getting a lot of text messages and phone calls from family and friends. What's the hype like down there in Tampa Bay?
Oh, they're excited. They're excited. I think there's just some events starting tomorrow. Super Bowl experience or whatever is starting tomorrow. I've only been to one Super Bowl, Bill, and that was as a spectator, and that was way back when the Giants played Denver. I went out to Pasadena to watch the Giants in Denver, and I vowed right then and there I would never go to another Super Bowl unless I was involved with it.
Hey, your safety, Anton Winfield. What are your thoughts on coaching him as a young safety and getting him prepared for the up and coming Super Bowl?
Can you believe I coached his dad in Minnesota?
No way, really? Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And it's like I told him to tell his dad, the dad never got there. And here he is, first year out. He's in the Super Bowl. We got a young secondary. Our guys, we got three of the guys are second-year guys, and the other guy's a third-year guy. So it's three 2-year guys, 2 3-year guys, and then Antoine's a rookie. So they're young. They're growing up real fast, and they're playing really well.
I would imagine the emotion of playing in this big game. I remember what it was like running on the field in Paulsburg, getting intimidated by seeing you guys, the Red Raiders. I wonder what the butterfly for such a young secondary. You don't want to get too hyped up. You want to keep it even keel, but I would imagine their emotions got to be going all kind of crazy.
Well, they've like I said, they've handled everything pretty well. They've matured every game. They've learned from every game. They're still learning, but they are very eager to play in this game right here.
Kevin, I got to tell you, man, I'm really ecstatic for you. I'm so happy. You played for 13, 14 years in the NFL. And what's it like? I mean, do you have as much satisfaction as a coach? I know you played, you wanted to get there as a player, but how does that make you feel as a coach coaching in the Super Bowl? You have as just much satisfaction, you think?
I think I have more. I think I have more appreciation for what it takes. And, like I won the state title in Jersey in high school. And this, I mean, as a coach and a player, and then just to see these guys, man, mature and just get better right before you. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel really, really, really good.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm pulling for you guys. I'm pulling for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the NFC. But I got to tell you, I'm pulling for Kevin Ross. And Kevin, I wish you a lot of luck. And I really appreciate you taking time. I know you've been a great friend to the show. You're giving me your time, and I really thank you. I thank you for that, man.
I appreciate it, man. This is a big game for me. I mean, it's like, I played 11 years out there in Kansas City. They're a classy organization, and we got our hands full. Like I said, they were so classy. Bill, I got a ring from their Super Bowl from last year. So this is big. This is huge. This is huge.
I was gonna one last question, Kev. That is, I didn't think of that. You were a Kansas City Chief for 11 years, and now you're going up against. I mean, you're in the Kansas City Chiefs Hall of Fame, and now you're coaching against your team. What's that like?
Hey, man, I'm telling you, it's huge. It's big. It's like I don't know. I can't even put it into words.
Yeah,
I got a lot of friends out in Kansas City still. A lot of friends that I consider family. It's huge. My ex-teammates are out there. I've talked to a couple of my ex-teammates already about it. They asking me how I feel about it, and I'm like, I'm just ready to go against them and see what happens.
You're so focused in your job that you don't have time to think about that until it's all over, I would imagine.
For sure.
All right, Kevin, listen, man, good luck on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, against the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. Of course, you can listen to the call live on 97.3 ESPN. Thank you so much, Kevin.
All right, appreciate you. Tell everybody back there I said hello. Hey,
Will do.
And Bill, Hey, Bill.
Yeah.
Once a Raider, always a Raider. Go Red Raiders.
All right, there he is, Kevin Ross on the Barb's Harley-Davidson Sports Hotline. All right, that was Kevin Ross, man. We went head to head from ninth grade on, Scotty McKay. Every we played him there in our conference. We saw him 2 times a year, and a great competitor. Second hour of Locker Room was brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay's award-winning private golf club, where you are greeted by name. It's over the 3-hour, 58-minute round. For more information, go to greatbay.com or give them a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Somers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always, always a great day at Great Bay. Get down and say hello to Radio Ron Ralston. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to Ken at jerseymanmagazine.com or give a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.
It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey tonight on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app with Tim Saunders and Steve Coates calling all the play-by-play action.
What a save by Carter Hart.
The Flyers host the New York Islanders. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the radio home of the Flyers in South Jersey. 97.3 ESPN and listen live on the free mobile app.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
That's right. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Have your employees been naughty or nice? At New Century Custom Apparel, we have your screen-printed or embroidered jackets, sweatshirts, ice scrapers, calendars, and thousands of other cool stuff. Call us at 856-810-9696. If you need custom apparel to promote your company or brand, we'll put your logo on fleece, outerwear, and more before the holiday rush. Call 856-810-9696 or online at newcenturyapparel.com.
Baldy here, Brian Baldy here for the Insurance Doctors. You know, when fires, floods, storms cause property damage to your home, you need a company with 40 years of experience as property loss advisors. I know my yard got crushed this year by a flash storm. Damage to my yard, my fences, it needed to be restored. The Insurance Doctors came in and they got me a great settlement. With cold weather and storms just around the corner, you know, wind, storms, ice, they can cause broken pipes, roof damage, down trees. Let the Insurance Doctors work for you. Call them today at 856-874-8377 or 1-800-969-6851 or visit the website at insurancedoc.com. That's InsureDoc, INSURDOC.com, and tell them Baldy sent you.
Offer excludes new Corvettes and new Cadillacs. Kerbeck and Atlantic City model year closeout. All remaining 2020 models must go at Kerbeck Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac of Atlantic City. 2020 Chevrolet Equinoxes. Over $7,000 off original MSRP. Over 30 to choose. All Equinox models in stock. Premiers, LS, and LT. As low as 0% up to 72 months. 2020 Chevrolet Equinoxes. Over $7,000 off original MSRP. Over 30 to choose. All Equinox models, Premiers, LS, and LT as low as 0% up to 72 months. Save on any new Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, or Pre-owned. We are Kerbeck Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac of Atlantic City, Albany Avenue. Kerbeck of Atlantic City model year closeout. Click KerbeckAtlanticCity.com. Find new roads. Call Kerbeck for details. 1-866-518-0086.
right, we're back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim, Scotty McKay on 97.3 ESPN, the mobile app. We're also streaming live on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, so you can check us out. And Scooter, I want to let people know that the runners up for our questions of our Twitter poll or text board question. I will get those mugs out to you. There's the mug if you're looking live, if you're streaming live. It's the locker room with Billy Schweim on one side and ESPN on the other side. So I will get those out to the runners up. How about some breaking news there, Scotty McKay? Looks like the Phillies are signing Didi Gregorius for a 2-year, $28 million contract. That's great news.
That's awesome news, man.
News on 97.3 ESPN FM, South Jersey's sports leader.
Yeah, how about that? Now that's great news, I'll tell you, because that shows me that the Phillies are interested in winning, Scooter.
Yeah, well, that's what Dombrowski's here to do. I mean, I didn't see going, like you said, maybe the following year there's a good free agent out there as a shortstop, but I didn't see 2 years being devastating. He was a good player. He led them in RBIs last year.
Yeah.
How's that? He led the team in RBIs, at 440 for a shortstop. So bringing him back for 2 years, I think, is a great thing. And he's a class guy,
I'm telling you, I just feel good about Dombrowski. Like I feel good about Morey. I feel good about Chuck Fletcher. The only ones that I have a little doubt, actually a lot of doubt, is Howie Roseman.
Right. Well, it's never going to be perfect. You're never going to be totally happy, but we'll see what happens.
No, but I mean, they had a Super Bowl team with a core of players that remember we were told it's going to be the new normal. It was going to be that's how it was going to be. They're the gold standard, and for the Eagles to drop and fall apart the way as fast as they did, it's just it's not a good feeling. And I don't think look, I'm going to give Nick Sirianni and his crew, his young staff, a chance. And I'm an Eagles fan, man. I want to see him do well, play well.
Right.
We want to have bragging rights, but I'm skeptical. Is it wrong for me to be skeptical?
Well, you're putting the cart before the horse. Listen, if everybody gave Doug Peterson credit for being the head coach, winning the Super Bowl, you got to give credit to Howie Roseman for putting the team for Doug to use. So, and you can take it away if you want to, but their injuries last year really killed them. So it's, I take last season with a grain of salt, and let's move forward.
So Phillies re-signing Didi Gregorius to a 2-year, $28 million contract. Really is good news for the Philadelphia Phillies in a tough NFC NL East, National League East division with the Braves, the Mets, the Washington Nationals, and your Philadelphia Phillies. Of course, the Marlins aren't going to be a pushover either, I don't think.
Not for us, at least. They are for the rest of the teams in the division, but that's great news, man. I'm happy they're doing that, and I think it's a smart move.
By the way, I'm going to get the next round of these cups. I'm going to go to our new sponsor, the custom apparel, New Century Custom Apparel. We'll be doing the stuff. We'll get some more out to the people. We'll do another giveaway. That'll be a lot of fun. And New Century Custom Apparel, great people. You know what I miss? I miss getting down to see Randazzo's. Like we're not. Listen. It's going to snow. It's going to be inclement weather. You want to get yourself a nice spaghetti dinner, and don't forget to try the lobster bisque down at Randazzo's. That'll really warm you up.
Do you like the lobster bisque there?
Oh my God!
You've only mentioned it 14,000 times.
It's the best lobster bisque you'll ever eat in your life. Listen, people, get in your car, go down to go see Giuseppe Randazzo today or tomorrow. Tell him I sent you. Tell him you heard him in the locker room. I want to try the lobster bisque. Joe Pop will get it for you. Hand it out to you, and I guarantee it's the best lobster bisque you ever had in your life. There's no doubt in my mind.
You love it. We love it. I love that. They're great people there. They've been a long-time sponsor. And just hearing the commercial between the breaks, which we typically don't hear, I hear the Randazzo's tune. It's like it'll be stuck in my head for the next 3 days.
Randazzo's Pizza. Randazzo's Pizza.
It's funny. So
we
fun.
got Dan from EHT, Andy Reid, Bill Belichick are the most successful coaches ever, and their press conferences were horrible. They were. I couldn't stand Andy Reid. Remember, time's yours.
Right.
He didn't give you anything.
No, he
and
didn't.
Bill Belichick is a double scribble. That's what he is.
Yeah. Listen, like I said, who cares if they can speak in front of a group of people or not? As long as they win, that's the matter.
All right, big day on ESPN. You got Sports Bash Saturday with Josh Henning. What do you got coming up, Josh?
Talking Flyers with Flyers insider Kevin Durso and Sixers in the NBA with NBA insider Brandon Scoop B. Robinson. And, of course, some Eagles talk.
And, of course, Eagles talk. Then we got Villanova versus Seton Hall at 3:15. And then the Flyers Islanders, Scotty McKay at 7 p.m. right here on 97.3 ESPN. What do you think?
30 seconds.
Flashbacks of the bubble, from last playoff season. They got knocked out by the
I want to see the Flyers come out and fight tonight. Not physically. Well, I wouldn't mind a drop of the gloves, but let's see a little fight. Remember, they eliminated us last summer. All right.
They need to get back to that last year when they had that great forecheck.
Thanks for making the locker room part of your Saturday, because nothing could be finer than talking to sports with the Schweiner. I'll see you tomorrow, everybody.
2, 1.
Stop the countdown. It's not a new year we're celebrating. It's an all-new Matt Platt Nissan. Yes, you heard right. Matt Platt Nissan is now open.